Test Prep Pundits, a synonym for success, and a home to top 1% scores. Congratulations to Gutha Mandala for achieving SAT score 1570, Farah Khalil 1540, Kunal Varma 1510, and many more top 1% scores.
Join our 2 weeks of free SAT Premier Prep.
For high school grades 9 through 12, for middle school grades 7 through 8. Also win Visa gift cards. Contact us, info@testpreppundits.com, or call us 844-383-7844. Visit us, www.testpreppundits.com.
On her big day, she decides how it's going to be.
Get ready to make way for the brides of India.
With Malabar Gold and Diamonds.
Are your kids aiming for top Ivy League colleges? Are your kids aiming for top 1% scores in SAT or ACT? What is the biggest hurdle? English. To have a strong foundation in English, Test Prep Pundits presents long-term SAT, ACT English program with robust curriculum and experienced teachers. For grades 6 through 10, just $80 a month. Contact us, info@testpreppundits.com, or call us, 844-383-7844.
సిలికాన్ ఆంధ్ర మనబడి అమెరికాలో ACS వాస్క్ గుర్తింపు పొందిన ఏకైక తెలుగు విద్యాలయం. మీ పిల్లలను 2021-2022 తరగతులలో చేర్పించండి. తరగతుల నమోదు ప్రారంభమైనది. సెప్టెంబర్ 11, 2021 నుండి తరగతులు ప్రారంభం. మనబడిలో చేర్పిద్దాం, తెలుగు భాష నేర్పిద్దాం. మరిన్ని వివరాలకు సంప్రదించండి manabadi.siliconandhra.org, info@manabadi.siliconandhra.org, 1844-626-BUDDY.
తెలంగాణ అమెరికా తెలుగు సంఘం TTA ఆధ్వర్యంలో న్యూ జెర్సీలోని కన్వెన్షన్ అండ్ ఎక్స్పో సెంటర్ లో మే 27, 28, 29, 2022 ఈ 3 రోజులు మెగా కన్వెన్షన్ నిర్వహించనున్నారు. ప్రముఖ వ్యాఖ్యాత సుమా కనకాలతో పాటు మరెందరో సినీ రాజకీయ ప్రముఖులు విచ్చేయనున్నారు. అంతేకాదు ప్రముఖ గాయని గాయకులతో SPBకి ఘన నివాళి, కప్రిసియో బ్యాండ్ మరియు వైవిధ్యభరితమైన ప్రత్యేక కార్యక్రమాలు ఆహుతులను అలరించనున్నాయి. ఆటలు పాటలతో సినీ తారలు, బుల్లితెర నటీనటులు, జానపద కళాకారులు అందరికీ ఇదే మా సాదర ఆహ్వానం. ఫర్ మోర్ డీటెయిల్స్ ప్లీజ్ విజిట్ www.tdaconvention.org.
ఆకర్షణీయమైన చీరలు, అప్పురపరిచే ధరలు, అందరికీ నచ్చిన, అందరూ మెచ్చిన షో మన లక్కీ మహిళ. బోలెడంత ఎక్సైట్మెంట్, వండర్ఫుల్ విన్నింగ్.
Tvasiatelugu ప్రేక్షకులందరికీ hello and welcome back to what I consider to be a very dhamakedar episode for today with our talk show with experts. Manatho unnaru mana expert Rahul Reddy garu. Rahul garu, thank you so much for being on the show today, Andy.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting, Andy.
Thank you, sir. I know that before we go to the topic, I keep getting all excited about this topic, Anmata, because there's so much to talk about it. But before we delve into that, this program has been brought to you by the Test Prep Pundits, a home to the top 1% scores. They're offering 2 weeks for free SAT prep for high school and middle school students, Andy. So please visit their website for more details on the sign-up process. The program is supported by movers.com and Malabar Jewelers. So watch us on Yup TV, Facebook, YouTube, Sling TV, World BBTV, and Dish Network. So there's so many options for you guys to watch us at. But coming back to the topic again for today, are Indian organizations anti-immigrant? Rahul garu, what made you choose such a controversial topic, and how do you plan to address it? I'm super excited to hear.
Either they are for immigrants or against immigrants.
Okay.
If they are taking a neutral stance, definitely they are against immigrants.
Okay. And in your opinion, Andy, like, do you consider that not doing anything is also, Doing a bad thing, disservice.
Absolutely, absolutely. If there is somebody who has reaped the benefits of the immigration, they are the people who reap the benefits of the immigration.
Okay.
And if I think so, they are definitely contributing to the United States economy. If they feel that they are worth for this country, they should know that the next coming immigrants are also worth as much as they are. If they think so they are worth for nothing, then they could be anti-immigrants. That's fine. But they need to be clear on it. Are they worth anything in this country? If they are worth, they should support it. We all know that the per capita income of average Indian is higher under you calculate in any way, whether you calculate racial wise, you calculate by the immigrant wise, you calculate by the any demographics. We come on the top of the list of the immigrants that are coming into the United States. Absolutely on the top. Okay. No doubt we are on the top. Indians are on the top. We see the CEOs of Pepsi, Twitter, Google, Microsoft, I don't know. All the top, good number of top companies have the CEOs of those things. We have the vice president of this country we have governors we had senators that were Indians. We have congressmen that are Indians. Now, these are politicians, of course, but at the same time, in the academic fields, in the research field, we are on the top. In the CEOs, I explained, they're on the top. Now, it's time for these people to contribute. It's also time for the Indian organizations to advocate for the immigration. All we're asking is take the discrimination off. When you guys got the immigration, though, the 7% rule was not clearly effective at that point of time because there were not many number of immigrants at that point of time. So the 7% was not there. So if you look into the amount of the innovative billion-dollar companies that are coming up, Indians are a good number of those people, though. Okay. But if they remove the 7% limit, though, then there will be more companies getting formed in this company. We're obstructing the people coming into the United States based on the talent only because they're born in India. So definitely, there is more burden on Indian immigration organizations to support this cause, to advocate this cause. When I go into this, and in the past 2 years, it's been more about COVID, though. When I go into these organizations, though, the amount of money they spend on different activities, the amount of money they spend on lobbying towards the immigration, or advocating towards immigration, or educating people about the immigration is absolutely zero. They do not. And when these younger people go to these organizations, they should challenge these people. They should ask these people, what are you doing for immigrants? Now, when I tell them something, they just think that, okay, Rahul Reddy is going to benefit for his pocket. That's the reason he's advocating that.
Makes sense.
So when you guys go tell it, it will be much better than when I tell it, when your family is affected. Now, do I see our young members who did not get the green card in the process, in the meetings, thousands and thousands of them. They bring their kids, they dress up, they go, that's very good, that's very nice, you're attending. But I want you to challenge these organizations. What are they doing for immigration? What are they doing for you? I mean, just because they bought a movie star there and you go and dance and come back, it's not enough. We need to have these organizations to contribute towards immigration. They need to support. Did they invite a congressman? Did they invite a senator to the meeting? Did they challenge the immigration things? What are they doing on the immigration? We're not asking to give any special preference for Indians just because you are Indian, we are Indian. We are not asking that. All we are asking is take the discrimination off. That's all what we're asking. If you can't achieve that, what's the reason why you are the CEO of Google, CEO of Microsoft, and you have all these organizations that you're spending all this money? We have the vice president of this country. We have governors and congressmen. We need to challenge these people. So I would request the people now, even though you are not a U.S. citizen, you can still ask the congressman, you can still ask these Indian organizations why they are not supporting it, why they are not spending amount of money to get the congressmen, get the senators to speak on these immigration issues. So I definitely feel the Indian organizations are anti-immigrants. If they are not for immigration, they are anti-immigrants. That's all I can categorize there. So next time when I go to this Tana, ATA, BATA, whatever those organizations are, I would like at least 25% of their budget or the organization meetings to be on this topic because they are the fruits of the immigration that has been built up, and they should promote more of the younger immigrants that are coming in who are more talented, who have more skills.
Got it. And Rahul Garu, if you were to pick sort of like the top 3 things that an organization can do in order to help this, what are, say the top 3 things off the, top of your head that you would recommend?
One thing is that they need to call the congressmen to the meeting and address only on immigration topic, nothing other than immigration topic.
Okay.
Now, the congressman doesn't have to be our supporting people. A lot of people say, what if we get an anti-immigrant? It's okay. You call the congressman, you challenge him in an association. We need to get the senators and ask these questions to these people. We need to have our organization contact the immigration authorities and ask questions on them. Simple questions though. Hey, why is that you wasted so many thousand green cards last year? What is the proposal that you have this time? These congressmen should be able to at least address these things to us. They should be able to guide it. They should be able to. So yes, they need to not only just invite the movie stars in there or singers, dancers, and cultural associations, which I'm not telling that they should not, but they should allocate certain budget of having the congressmen to be invited and be challenged. Senators, administration people, they should be invited and they should be challenged. When I look into the fundraising parties, believe me, I have to go to a fundraising party right now. I have to contribute, believe me. And nobody asks. Only I ask these questions to these people, though. And all these people. I don't write big checks. At the most, I write $250 check, but these people write $2,500, $4,000. Of course, they're more wealthier than I am. So they do write these checks, but I'm the only guy to ask the question. The rest of all the people, they write these $4,000 checks and do nothing. So definitely, I want the younger guys to challenge the older immigrants, Indian immigrants. Hey, you reap the benefits. It's time for you to pay back to us.
Right. All right. Thank you so much, Rahul Garu. And on that point where you mentioned, calling your congressman and stuff, one of the things I did realize was that sometimes, you said even if they don't support us, call them, and I think that's a very important point that you made, because for them also, not having enough information about immigrants like us or having misinformation might sort of breed fear. But at the same time, if we ourselves invite them to come in and join in a conversation and not so much like, we're fighting against you, but we want your help, then I think as and when they meet more people from, our country, then I think they will definitely see what these people are like, what they bring to the table, and what we have to offer to this country, and why immigration should be easier than it is right now, right?
Very good point, Nitya Garu. That's a lot of people miss. My senator is a particular party guy. He doesn't support my congressman. That doesn't. No, you are not doing drug dealing. You're not doing guns. Exactly. You're not doing dope. You're not doing anything. You are actually working. You're paying taxes. You have children that you have here. So you're not doing anything wrong. You should you should tell your version of those things. It's okay if they oppose it. They might oppose it a little bit lesser after hearing story. That's all they can do.
Yeah. And you never know. You can turn them around and, guess what? It always works in your favor then.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's an amazing point you bring up, sir. And on that note, let's start taking our first caller for today, Andy. And while we're waiting on our caller, I have a question. This is from Ravi S. He says, mailed underlying 485 supplement JEB2 to EB3 by USPS Express Mail a week ago. Postal Service lost it in transit. I raised the service request with them and still USPS could not trace it. Can I send another one?
Send it another one. You're just making a copy and sending it anyway. Okay. By the way, you don't need original signatures right now. So all you're doing is an extra FedEx cost.
Okay.
Send it.
Awesome.
You're losing nothing.
Thank you, sir. Let's take a caller. Caller with phone number ending in 9432. We're ready for you now. 9432.
Yeah,
hello?
Hello. Rahul Garu.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Hello. Yeah. Rahul Garu and Nitya Garu, thank you for this opportunity as well as doing the services. My question is, I'm in the 5th year of my H1 thing, and my employer is not ready to do it, saying so many. I work for a very large corporation starting with I don't want to name it fully. There's another employer who is ready to do it, but he's saying that he's not going to do it in EB2 or EB3. He wanted to do it in a category called Other. I'm a CA by qualification. So what are my options, sir? And is it okay to accept that Other category?
Actually, they can do it in EB3 though. The lawyer is not proficient in doing it in EB3. The problem with the chartered accountants is that you probably have a BCom degree, right? And
yes,
CA is an exam, just like IAS, IPS. CA is an exam. We don't consider that as education though. So it could be done in EB3 though. EB3 requires only 2 years of experience requirement, which most probably you have it.
Yeah, I have 15 years plus experience.
Yeah, so yeah, go for EB3 though. The lawyer is confused about how he is doing the labor certification. It's easily a simple call from an experienced lawyer can tell that no, you can do it in EB3 instead of other category.
Sir, actually, one problem ఏంటంటే initially they suggested EB3 only. Kani, because my current employer is saying no, so they are also going on a kind of a back foot, and they are saying that this is the safest route just to avoid all.
Well, right now, you're a beggar. You're not a chooser. I would suggest if you can get to EB3, that's fine. So go ahead, file in other category and get the labor and I-140 approved if you can. That's okay. But one suggestion to the rest of the people who are listening is that don't cry and whine in the 5th year, guys. Do that in the 1st year. The other thing is that IT profession is in the highest demand right now. The only time I have seen higher demand than the IT profession that I've seen, that I've heard, not seen actually, I've read novels, I've read literature, is the only time is that at the time of wars, soldiers are in high demand. That means that if I'm able to bodily there, sit, stand, and probably shoot an arrow, I'll be in a very high demand. You are at a high demand. You should have taken this one with a big company in the 2nd year of your H-1B rather than 5th year though. But right now, you don't have an option. Go with this company. Try to see if you can get another company to file an EB3.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Nitya Garu.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling us, Anil. Let's take our next caller. And Rahul Garu, there's a question for you. This is from Surbhi Verma. Says, is fingerprint applied at the very last status update you get before approving the 485? It's a standalone medical file along, receive the J receipt, or do you get other status updates?
You may or may not get other status update after the biometrics has been done. They may call you for the interview. They may not call you for the interview. If the final action date is current, they can just simply approve your 485 application after the biometrics have been applied though. At this point of time, Nitya Garu, 75% of the cases are getting approved without going to the interview.
Got it. Okay. Awesome. Thank you, sir. Let's take our next caller, Andy. Caller with phone number ending in 3715. We're ready for you. Hello?
Hello, Nitya Garu. Hello, Rahul Garu.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Yeah, Rahul Garu, yeah, I'm moving from company A to company B, and my company A in December 2020 has applied 485 concurrently with EB2 downgrade to EB3. And EB3 I-140 is approved, and my priority date is April 2012. Now, my question is, my company B is saying that they will apply a 485J supplement along with a request to change from EB3 to EB2 as part of the transfer on underlying basis. I wasn't sure if it can be done, so I wanted a second opinion.
No, I do not think they have an authority to do that, because in the 485J supplement, it asks that what is the I-140 number? We have to give the I-140 number. That I-140 number doesn't belong to company B. It belongs to company A. So when company A is filing the 485J supplement, they should not be using the company B's. Company B is filing the 485J supplement. They should not be using the company A's I-140 approval.
EB2.
Yes, that's right.
So, okay, I got that. So the second question, quickly. So company B has applied for my H-1B transfer. It's approved last week. Now, if I don't want to join this company, can I mean, even though it's like company B, it's approved, can I just not join and stick with my company A?
Absolutely, you can do that. No problem. Just because you got the H-1B approval from company B, you are under no obligation whatsoever at all to join the company B.
Okay, and they've applied my wife's H-4 also. Do I have to ask them to withdraw anything, or don't join?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You ignore that. You're good. You're in good shape. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. Let's take our next caller. And I've got a question for you. This is from Uma Girish. She says, why can't USCIS move EB3 dates instead of asking people to interfile? Interesting question.
First thing is that there are a certain number of green cards.
Go ahead, sir.
There are certain number of green cards that are allocated to EB2. There are certain number of allocated to EB3 though.
Okay.
So if they are unable to use the EB2, then they have to put, since they're unable to use the EB2, because when the amount of cases that are pending there with the EB2 I-140 approval that has been used to file the 485, they don't have enough applications there. That's the reason they want to move from EB3 to EB2. For example, it's 280,000 green cards are available for the employment base though. So 80,000 are allocated to EB2, 80,000 are allocated to EB3. The EB1 that are not used, approximately around 40,000 are coming to, 40 to 50,000 will come to EB2. So there are 120,000 green cards available in EB2, and there are only 80,000 available in EB3. There are too many applications in EB3. Okay? There are not many applications pending with EB2. And of course, we did the downgrade applications before, but they don't know how to read that. They don't know how to read that. So that's the reason they created this new system called 485J supplement, because they want to read in a certain way. So there are 120,000 green cards in EB2. Now, out of those 120,000, Indians can get up to almost anywhere between 80,000 to 100,000.
Okay.
Now, when it comes to the EB3, though, between 40,000 to 50,000 is where we can get in EB3. So definitely, there's too much available in EB2, less available in EB3. That's the reason why they are doing it. But the logical question that should be asked is, should they not have estimated this before? Did they not know this before? Well, let me tell you one thing. They don't have brains, guys. I want you to watch a little bit video. If you can go into YouTube, there is called Bugs Life, and there is called Leaf. When the leaf falls, all the ants will go. Leaf fell, what do I do? What do I do? And then there's a crisis department that comes and takes it out. It's there. Just watch that video. That's how the USCIS work. Anything that is out of normal, they cannot understand it. So they looked into the thing saying that EB3 I-140 approvals are less. They moved the date forward without even thinking any of their brains. Yes, they should have projected before and did all those activity before though.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Let's take our next caller, Andy. Caller with the phone number ending in 0873. We're ready for you now. Please press *6 Andy to unmute your line. Hello? 0873. Caller with phone number ending in 0873. We're ready for you. Hello?
Hello, Nitya garu and Rahul garu.
Hi, ma'am.
Can you hear me, Andy?
Yes, Andy.
Yes.
We can hear you.
Hello. Okay. So we just oka question Andy. Maku EB priority date వచ్చి EB2 July 2012 అండి. November 2020 లో కంకరెంట్ గా I-140 అండ్ 48 చేసామండి. సో ఇప్పుడు ఈఏడి వచ్చింది, అదే ఈఏడి అండ్ ఏపీ వచ్చింది. ఇప్పుడు ఫైనల్ యాక్షన్ డేట్ EB2 కరెంట్ అయిందండి. అటార్నీ ఏమో
EB3 I-140 అప్రూవ్ అయిందా?
అయిందండి. EB3 I-140 అయిందండి.
కీప్ గోయింగ్.
ఈఏడి అండ్ ఏపీ కూడా వచ్చిందండి. ఈఏడి అండ్ ఏపీ కూడా వచ్చింది EB3 లో. అండ్ బట్ దాన్ని ఇంకా మేము యూజ్ చేయలేదు. సేమ్ ఎంప్లాయర్ అండి. అండ్ అటార్నీ ఏమో సెనేటర్ హెల్ప్ తీసుకొని ఇంటర్ ఫైల్ కి ఎంక్వైరీ సెనేటర్స్ ఆఫీస్ ద్వారా పెట్టించండి యూఎస్సిఎస్ కి. They will respond better అన్నట్టుగా చెప్పారు. So we contacted them and they said that they send in the inquiry.
Did you file the 485J supplement from EB3 to EB2? Did you file or you did not file it?
Not yet అండి, లేదండి.
First do it. Don't
Not
contact
yet.
the senator's office.
Okay.
If there is a process that the immigration has created and you don't follow the process, okay, you should not contact. It's like this, okay? You have an appendicitis operation though. Okay, somebody needs in your family. The best thing is first to go to the doctor and get the things fixed up. Calling the senator is not good, okay?
Right.
If you go to the doctor is not acting, then you go to senator.
Right. That makes sense అండి. The thing is, మేము వచ్చి జనవరిలో అంటే ఈ ప్రాసెస్ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేయడానికి ముందు రోజు మేము కాంటాక్ట్ చేసాం అన్నమాట. ఈ ప్రాసెస్
ignore it right now. Tomorrow on Monday, I want you to file the 485J supplement. Wait for 1 month and then contact the senator's office afterwards. Okay.
Okay, Andy. Thank you so much, Andy. That was my question.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. All right, let's take our next caller. And question for you, Rahul Garu, is this is from Vamshi Krishna. Says in October of 2020 we applied in EB3 and got EAD approved. Jan 2022, my lawyer refiled in EB2 and they also sent EB3 withdrawal request. My question is, can I use EAD which was approved with EB3?
No. No.
Why would they send a withdrawal request?
Why would they send a withdrawal?
Oh
they
my
should
God.
not have sent the withdrawal.
Okay, I'm not a lawyer, but even I know that. I'm sorry.
No need to withdraw that. I don't know why they withdraw it, but absolutely you should not use the EAD. That EAD is not valid.
Oh, that hurt. Ouch. Okay. Sorry, guys. All right, let's take our next caller. Randy, caller with phone number ending in 4786. We're ready for you now. 4786. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, sir. Yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks, Nitya Garu. Thanks, Rahul. So my question is, I have a H-1B from the company A in 2008, but I have not traveled or not used that one. But again, in 2014, company B filed a new H-1B on which I have traveled to US and I spent 6 years, but they have not filed any GC, so they transferred me to Canada. So now I'm completing 1 year. So I want to know whether I can use the old H-1B from company A.
But you used the 6 years of H-1B between 2014 and 2020, is that right?
Yes, sir. On a different H-1B petition from a company B.
Yeah, but still, it doesn't matter. So you use the 6 years of H-1B right now. You're outside the country for 1 year. So now the only source for you is to apply in the lottery system.
Oh, okay.
We love you.
Okay, so I cannot...
We like you because I don't understand you at all though. Because you've been spending all this time not applying for the green card only to benefit immigration lawyers.
So whatever the, the company, it filed, it's useless.
No, it doesn't matter. The last time you used the 6 years of H-1B, you used the 6 years of H-1B. But I will suggest you one other thing though, but you have been ignoring for past 15 years. Can you have the company file a labor and I-140, please? And if they do though, then you are not subject to the lottery. Even though you completed 6 years, you can still get the H-1B beyond 6 years.
Oh, interesting.
Did you get my point, sir? I want you to go through the lottery system. Hopefully so you'll get it. It's only 25 to 30% chance. But in an alternative, what you've been missing from past 15 years, you're ignoring and you're living only for the purpose of benefiting immigration lawyers. I want you to try to cut down the money that the companies are paying to the immigration lawyer by filing a permanent labor, because if you have an I-140 approval, you don't have to go through the lottery system. Okay? Thank you then.
Okay, sir. Yeah, thanks a lot.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy.
I believe this, Nitya Garu. From 2003 onwards, the gentleman has been going on and on. I mean, isn't that good? I need to, make a Ferrari. I need to check how much is a Ferrari, Andy?
I think you're giving the wrong kind of advice, Andy. You need to stop giving advice like this. Otherwise, you will never get your Ferrari or your mansion. So, forget about it. Yeah. All right. I've got a question for you. This is from Mav Cool. Says, if I'm with the same employer, but roles changed after downgrade EB3 I-140 approved, can we do an interfile to EB2? I filed the 485J during the promotion after 180 days of EB3 485.
So he filed the 48. So he wants to upgrade to EB2 right now. His roles have changed.
Yes. So he's asking if he can interfile to EB2 and
with the role change.
Promotion.
Absolutely. If you are within the profession that which you have been filed. For example, if you are in the IT profession and you have upgraded to a higher level of IT profession, absolutely no problem. No problem at all filing a 485J supplement with the change in the roles if within the same profession. But if you moved from IT profession to a lawyer like me, definitely not.
All right. Let's take a caller, Andy. Caller with phone number.
Trying to eliminate the competition.
All right. Caller with phone number ending in 0424. We're ready for you now. Please press *6 Andy to unmute your line. Hello? Hello? Caller with phone number ending in 0424. We're ready for you. Please press *6 and to unmute your line. Okay. Let's wait for this caller and let's take another caller in the meantime. We'll put this caller on hold for now. Now we'll take them once they get back to us. Next caller is caller with phone number ending in 2958. 2958 Andy. Hello? Caller with phone number ending in 2958. We ready for you now? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, sir?
Hello?
Hello, sir?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, sir. Thank you, Rahul Garu and Nitya Garu. I have two questions. And the first one is currently I'm working with the company C. And actually my company A filed my green card. At that time I was not working with them because on October 2020 this happened and I asked them to file. They filed it and I got I-140 and everything, EAD, AP, everything. And currently I'm working with the company C with EAD, but the problem is they are not filing that I-485J. Then I asked why they are not filing. They said we cannot pay for you and we will sign the I-485J and you can file your own. So at this situation, what should I file or wait for?
No, for the 485J supplement, you can pay by yourself. So it doesn't have to be paid by the company. If they sign the 485J supplement, you can file the 485. You can hire any private lawyer and then they can do it.
Okay, there is no other issues, right, sir?
No other issues. Absolutely not issue. There is a lot of companies
I checked your last call and you said no need to wait for interview to happen. Sometime they will approve without I-485J. So should I wait for interview to happen or sometimes the previous?
What are the probabilities that the company A might withdraw the I-140 though?
They won't do it.
Here is one thing that we have noticed recently, that if the company A withdraws the I-140, they may actually deny your 485 application. So as long as the company A is not going to withdraw the I-140 for you though, I don't see a danger that you have to file the 485J supplement. It's only when they issue an RFE or when you go for the interview.
Okay, got it. So that's safe. And my next question is, sir, by mistake, I dropped my H1B. Currently, I'm only working with the EAD and my EAD already expired. Extension is not happening and EAD may expire on January and I tried to expedite. They expedite request also they denied. So
when did you file the EAD extension?
It's a 5 months back before expiring.
Most probably it'll be approved in the next 2 to 3 months. You have until July to get the EAD approval though. So it's too early to expedite the case. So you should be fine, to my knowledge, 99% of the time. But if you don't, you can contact a lawyer. You can switch back to H-1B. There are ways. But I have a positive feeling that you should get the EAD approved.
Okay. What is the procedure, sir, to switch back again to H-1B? Is there anything?
Somebody need to file a H-1B. You'll have to go to India, get the stamping, and come back.
Oh, okay. Okay. Because current processing time is.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. Let's take our next caller. And question for you, Rahul Garu. This is from Bhushana Madanna Naga. Says the downgrade EB2 to EB3 I-140 is still pending. Is EB3 I-140 approval a must for interfiling to EB2?
It is not a must, but it's strongly recommended though.
Okay.
Because USCIS has indicated that the basis for the 485 application is EB3 from October 2020 to right now. They should have that one approved. So it will be very risky to apply the interfiling without the I-140 approval of the EB3. I strongly recommend that, but it's not a must as the gentleman asked the question.
Okay.
It's not a must.
It's not a must. Okay, but recommended. All right. Thank you, Rahul Garu. Let's take our next caller, Andy. Caller with phone number ending in 0424. We're ready for you now. Hello?
Hello, Nitya Garu. Can you hear me?
Hello, ma'am. Yes.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, ma'am.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Hello, Nitya Garu and Rahul Garu. Yes. Thank you for taking my call. We are EB2, EB3 downgrade. I-140 still not approved. 6th attempt upgrading not accepted, Andy. Employer is ready to do the interfile. We are current in both EB2 and EB3. Is it a good option to do interfiling, Andy?
I just said that it's not recommended, but you can if you want to. It doesn't harm, but until the I-140 from EB3 is approved, don't do anything even if you interfile under EB3 to EB2 right now.
So right now the situation is I-140 is like more than 15 months pending.
You told me that. You tried 6 times attempt. You can interfile, but don't use the EAD. Don't do anything until I-140 is approved.
Okay, that was my next question. Can I use the EAD? Okay, thank you.
No, I would not use until I-140 is approved.
Okay.
Thank
you, ma'am. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. Let's take our next caller. And question for you, Rahul Garu. This is from Ram. Says my 485 and my EB3 downgrade I-140 is pending for only 120 days, filed concurrently. Can I change my underlying basis to my EB2 as my dates are current, even though my 485 is pending for 120 days?
Did you say that the EB3 I-140 is approved for him?
EB3 I-140 is pending for 120 days.
Okay, I would recommend to get the I-140 approved and then file the, you can interfile from EB3 to EB2. But just to answer his straight question though, can somebody interfile EB3 to EB2 within 180 days after they file the 485? The answer is very clear. Yes, you can. You do not have to wait for 180 days.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Thanks, Andy. Let's take our next caller. Caller with phone number ending in 8000. We're ready for you now.
Hi, hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Thank you very much for taking my call.
Sure.
I have 2 questions. My first question is for travel to India. So I have AP EAD combo card and I also have H1 which is not yet stamped. So do you recommend we use the AP EAD combo card to travel to India and come back, or we should just get our H1 stamped and then come back?
I will not answer this question for you, but I will tell you one thing. When it was my time, when I had the non-immigrant status in EAD and AP, I have given away the H1, I have given away the non-immigrant status. I've used the EAD and AP at that time. So it's up to you. What can I say when I have personally myself, and if I have not used the EAD at that time, I would not have been an immigration lawyer. because I would have been maybe IT professional like you, making good money than what I am. But anyway, I would not have. So there are some sacrifices that you make by using the H-1B. There are some sacrifices. There are some advantages that you get it. Unless you have any criminal history, unless you have any teenage kids, you should definitely consider using the E-Aid and AP. But and I personally myself have used the E-Aid and AP.
And I would say especially in this market, sir, because like Rahul Garu pointed out, the IT market is in such hot demand right now. Like, why won't you use your EAD and open yourself up to every potential employer who wants you?
Do multiple jobs.
I have one more quick question. Yeah, I have one more quick question. So my current employer has filed, I have EB2 and EB3 with them, got my EAD, and they have also interfiled for EB3 to EB2 under the old method before the alert was out. Now, if I go to my previous employer, another employer who had already filed my I-140 under EB2, so do I just need 485J to be filed, or is there anything else that needs to be done if it is within 180 days of filing the interfile with my current employer?
First of all, you filed under the old system. We don't know how they would do it. Second is, since you have an EB2 I-140 approval with company A and company B, right? The company B is the one which filed the 485.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, you can move to company A and file a interfile 485J supplement under EB2. I don't see any problem in it. You don't have to wait for 180 days because company A still has the I-140 approval for under EB2.
Yeah, that is correct.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much for calling, Andy. Folks, don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We'll be back after a quick commercial break.
Test Prep Pundits, a synonym for success, and a home to top 1% scores. Congratulations to 𝐀𝐓𝐓𝐻𝐸 for achieving SAT score 1570, Farah Khalil 1540, Kunal Varma 1510, and many more top 1% scores.
Join our 2 weeks of free SAT Premier Prep.
For high school grades 9 through 12, for middle school grades 7 through 8. Also win Visa gift cards. Contact us, info@testpreppundits.com, or call us, 844-383-7844. Visit us, www.testpreppundits.com.
On her big day, she decides how it's going to be.
Get ready to make way for the brides of India.
With Malabar Gold and Diamonds.
Are your kids aiming for top Ivy League colleges? Are your kids aiming for top 1% scores in SAT or ACT? What is the biggest hurdle? English. To have a strong foundation in English, Test Prep Pundits presents long-term SAT, ACT English program with robust curriculum and experienced teachers. For grades 6 through 10, just $80 a month. Contact us, info@testpreppundits.com, or call us, 844-383-7844.
తెలంగాణ అమెరికా తెలుగు సంఘం టీటీఏ ఆధ్వర్యంలో న్యూ జెర్సీలోని కన్వెన్షన్ అండ్ ఎక్స్పో సెంటర్లో మే 27, 28, 29, 2022 ఈ 3 రోజులు మెగా కన్వెన్షన్ నిర్వహించనున్నారు. ప్రముఖ వ్యాఖ్యాత సుమా కనకాలతో పాటు మరెందరో సినీ రాజకీయ ప్రముఖులు విచ్చేయనున్నారు. అంతేకాదు ప్రముఖ గాయని గాయకులతో ఎస్పీబీకి ఘన నివాళి, కప్రిసియో బ్యాండ్ మరియు వైవిధ్యభరితమైన ప్రత్యేక కార్యక్రమాలు ఆహుతులను అలరించనున్నాయి. ఆటలు పాటలతో సినీ తారలు, బుల్లితెర నటీనటులు, జానపద కళాకారులు అందరికీ ఇదే మా సాదర ఆహ్వానం. ఫర్ మోర్ డీటెయిల్స్ ప్లీజ్ విజిట్ www.tdaconvention.org.
ఆకర్షణీయమైన చీరలు, అప్పురపరిచే ధరలు, అందరికీ నచ్చిన, అందరూ మెచ్చిన షో మన లక్కీ మహిళ. బోలెడంత ఎక్సైట్మెంట్, వండర్ఫుల్ విన్నింగ్ మూమెంట్స్.
ఎగ్జాక్ట్ చెప్పారు, మీరే గెలుచుకున్నారండి. కంగ్రాచులేషన్స్, $220.
సెలబ్రిటీ హోస్టులు, అదిరిపోయే పంచులు, సరదా సరదా కబుర్లు.
ఆశ దోశ అప్పడం బడ హెల్ప్ మీరు ఆడుతున్నారు.
ఇలా మరెన్నో మెమరబుల్ మూమెంట్స్ తోటి
Welcome back. Let's continue with our callers and our questions, Anmata. Let's take our next caller, Andy. In the meantime, I have a question for you, Rahul Garu. This is from Ba Reddy. It says, can we submit an affidavit by a co-worker in a company if the employer is not providing an experience letter for the I-140, or is there any other alternative?
You definitely can submit an affidavit, but it won't be enough by one submission of the affidavit.
Okay.
You may want to also provide other evidence like pay stubs, W-2 forms, any emails, and all those things. There are 2 articles written exclusively if your ex-employer is not providing experience letter.
Okay.
How do you document the experience? This is written by Emily Newman, who is also, she comes into Tvasia very often. And it's there in immigrationgirl.com. 2 articles exclusively on if the experience letter is not provided, what should you do?
Okay. Awesome. And let's take our caller, Andy. Caller with the phone number ending in 3028. We're ready for you now. Hello?
Yes. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Rahul Garu and Nicha Garu. My name is Pawan, and my PD is the July 2011. And also mine is the EB2, EB3 the downgrade application. My EB3 I-140 is approved in April 1st week, and also I gave that biometrics on April 2nd week. But my case was transferred from NSC to the TSC on the July 1st week. Later on, I tried with a congressman, but that one got denied on that expedite. So what should I do now to progress my case?
I have no suggestion to you right now what to do. Should you do the upgrade of EB2? At this point of time, we have not seen any of these upgrade applications pulled out and getting approved. We have not seen it yet though. But if we see those things drastically getting approved, then I would suggest though. At this point of time, since you are under the processing time, I have nothing else to suggest. Once it crosses the processing time, which you know what that means, I would suggest to go to Ombudsman, USCIS Ombudsman.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. If I do anything that interfile, that will help in my case?
I don't, at this point of time, I am not suggesting you to interfile because you are current in both. I'm definitely not suggesting. But keep following our Tvasia. We will update you if there is any improvements in it, okay?
Okay, sure. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. All right, let's take our next caller. And Rahul Garu, here's an interesting question for you, Andy. And this is from Sanyasi Naidu. He says, America Competes Act. You know, what's going on with this?
One thing, this America Competes Act has been passed in the House.
Rahul Garu, before you go get into it, can you just like very lightly touch upon what is this America Competes Act, Andy?
America Competes Act is about providing amount of money for the research organizations and promote more research and have more innovative technologies that are going to be done in United States. Okay. That's the purpose of this act, though. And the proponent of it is Eddie Johnson from Dallas, a very good congresswoman. I have met her many times.
Okay.
And she's a very great woman, though. In this particular allocation of the money, they created new entrepreneurship for the immigrants called W visa. They've also allowed some of the doctorate people who are waiting for the priority date to become current to be eligible. They may be eligible for the green card. That's the one that has been created. That's showing some interest in a lot of our Indian nationals.
Okay.
But the problem with this one is that when it's been passed in the Senate, though, it's passed with very less amount of votes, though. It's 222 to 202, if I'm not mistaken, though. So only one Republican candidate has supported this bill.
Okay.
So for this kind of bill to go through the Senate and have it approved in the Senate seems to be very less probability. To give an example of it, the HR 1044 the amount of co-sponsors from the Republican Party are more than 100 people. It was passed by an overwhelming majority. Only 65 people of the House did voted against it. But when it comes to this, when it comes to this America Competes Act, it was being passed with very, very, very less majority. Only one Republican voted in favor, though. So at this point of time, based on the stats that I'm looking into Congress.gov, it has less than 3% probability of getting passed through the Senate.
Okay.
The HR 1044 had a very good possibility of passing through the Senate because of the overwhelming majority. And you know that because of the technical things, it did not get out.
Right.
What I'm recommending people is to focus on the things that are more possible rather than not possible things, though.
Okay.
We have made an effort, Tvasia has made an effort to have everybody write a letter so that the adjudication process in the 485 gets better. I mean, thanks to all our audiences, they have been successful because in the fourth quarter of the last year, though, the amount of green cards that were approved are way higher than the first 3 quarters combined together.
Right.
At this point of time, the pace we are going, they may still be able to waste maybe 40 to 60,000 green cards. We should try to avoid. I put a link where people should still write.
Okay.
However, there is another proposal we have bought in our office after discussing with our lawyers. What is the best way to get around? The Congress is not acting. The 7% rule, we have Joe Lufgren, she's going to still fight. Hopefully that will come back to floor again.
Okay.
But while the Congress is doing it, can this administration, which seems to be favorable to immigration compared to the previous administration, though, can they do something? Yes, they can. And the number one thing that I propose to the administration right now is when you're counting the immigration numbers of the 140,000, stop counting the family members.
Right, yeah.
If they stop counting the family members, 140,000 will go to 300,000. Then Congress will come to its knees. Congress will come to it. When you look into the INA section passed by the Congress, though, it is not clear whether the administration should count the family members or not. So it's up to the discretion of the administration to count the family members or not.
Correct.
So Tvasia has put a link at the below where you can write a letter to the administration, to the congressman, to the USCIS director, and also ombudsman. You can change it to the same to the congressman. The draft of the letter link has been provided. Please write this letter, though. And next week, though, I would say that if you have written the letter, and as long as you put that you have written this letter that we have put in, we will promote you in asking the questions, though.
Okay. Fair
because
enough.
if they don't count the family member, the numbers will go to a humongous amount from 140,000 to 300,000.
Right.
So we may eliminate the backlog of immigration in the next 3 to 4 years.
Right. Now, Rahul Garu, before we get into a caller, there was this one comment, for the lack of a better word, from one of our viewers, Sanfax. He was saying, like, seems like even Congressman Ro Khanna is also not interested in helping resolve the backlog.
Yes, you may be right, Sam. You may be right. Mr. Ro Khanna may not be interested in helping the backlog because we are not putting the pressure. Look at all the kinds of checks where the things come in. He comes to Houston and collects checks too, even though he's not from Texas at all. And a lot of these people go and pay the money. I get invited to go because if I go, I have to pay the money. But sometimes I have to go. I contribute very less. But yes, we need to challenge these people. We need to challenge the Indian organizations that are supporting Ro Khanna. We need to ask them, why are you supporting this guy when he's not willing to resolve the backlog of this thing? Why is he not supporting it? We can now ask Ro Khanna to write a letter saying not counting the family members. That's simple. Yeah. In fact, in today's meeting that I'm going to go, I'm going to work with Sugarland, the Sugarland congressman from Texas. Okay. One of the things that I'm going to, as soon as this meeting is over, I'm going to go where I would want this guy to write a letter to the administration to not count the family members, to see how effective this will be. And we have given the draft for you guys to contact Ro Khanna, to all those supporters who are supporting the Indian community, to have this thing, have these people right. If they don't, we can't go directly challenge Ro Khanna. But anytime when these sponsors are coming to our Telugu organization or to any language organization, we should put them to shame.
Okay. And to your point, Andy, with these congressmen also, they also have so many different aspects of their constituency that they need to look at. So if it's out of sight, it's out of mind kind of a thing. So the onus is also on our viewers quite a bit to, write to them and keep, sort of getting in their faces to say, hey, this is a problem. We need you to address this. Because if he doesn't hear from anyone, he's going to assume that there's probably no. And this is not just Ro Khanna, but
anybody, of course,
any congressman as well.
They come to the Indian organizations. All they see is the movie starts there. There is nothing, no discussion of immigration.
Yeah.
What do they think?
So,
these people least care about the immigration. That's what they think.
Correct.
They're more interested in movie stars or whatever it is.
Right.
So we need to go to the Indian organizations and we need to challenge these people.
Yeah, maybe have your organizations even set up like mini town halls with these congressmen or congresswomen, or
They need to. The
organizations. Yeah.
Right. That's
have
going
them
to get
set it
more
up.
interest.
Get
have the congressmen
everybody
come.
there and sort of talk
and we are. Yeah, your suggestion is very good. If they can organize a town hall and then we go there, we question them. Let's see how they're going to answer.
Yep. So, we have strength in numbers. So don't just put the onus on the congressman or the congresswoman. They have enough work to do unless you are in the face saying that this is a problem, right? All right. Let's take a caller, Andy. Caller with phone number ending in 9738. We're ready for you now.
Hello, Nitya Garu. And
Hello,
Rahul
sir.
Garu. Thank you so much for... Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Thank you for taking my call. I have a question. My priority date is August 2013, and I'm with now employer B. Now with employer B, I have to go with a PERM and labor and 140 everything again. So my PERM is still in process. It's filed. It's yet to be approved. I can expect it any time this February. Now the twist is, in February visa bulletin, it went up to September 2013 for EB2 category, and USCIS is allowing final date to file I-485.
Yes.
What are my options in this case?
Well, definitely, if your labor gets approved, though, you should file 485 and I-140.
Right. Now, question is, should I file concurrently 140 and 485, or should I just file 140 first and wait for 485?
Good question. Very good question, though. I would do one thing, though. I would watch the visa bulletin of March to see if they're allowing the filing dates if you're still current.
Okay.
If you are still current in March of 2022, I would suggest you file an I-140 in premium processing. I would suggest to get the I-140 approval, and once that is approved, you will file the 485. And if there is an RFE or anything like that, you will file the 485 with the I-140 receipt notice. Okay? Now, if in March the priority date backtracks and you got the PERM approval, though, I do not want to take a risk of filing an I-140 and waiting for it to be approved. I would file an I-140 and 485 together. Why I'm telling this one? If the I-140 and 485 are filed together, there is a good chance it may end up in our dear service center called Texas Service Center. And the second one probability is it may end up in Nebraska Service Center. Either way, one is a granite, one is a marble. You bang with either of those things, your head will be banged. So if you get the I-140 approval, you have a greater chance that your application will be ending up in National Benefit Center. That's the reason my plan is better. That's what I think.
Gotcha. So there are a lot of last moment things I will be rushing if it comes later in the end of February.
I would prepare everything. I mean, once the labor is approved, I would prepare everything. Make it ready for it for application, though. But just do the drama, what I said to you on the I-140. That's all. Because either way, you're going to file the 485.
And what if I don't file the medical together? Is it okay, or
I don't care about that.
Get that also?
I would get the medical also. I would also get the medical also. Medical takes 1 week though. So you would have enough time to get as soon as you get the labor certification, get the medical. Because either way, you're going to file in March. At the most, you'll file in March, is right? So as soon as the perm is approved, you get an email from the lawyer, perm is approved, straight dash to the doctor.
Thank you, sir.
Okay?
Thank you so much.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. Let's take our next caller. Rahul Garu, before I get into our next question, though, I have a shout out for the 𝐒𝐘𝐓𝐕𝐀 Creations, one of our viewers. He says, hi, Rahul and Nitya, finally got my GC. Thanks for all your suggestions and service throughout my immigration journey. So 𝐒𝐘𝐓𝐕𝐀 Creations, thank you so much for letting us know. It's such a happy news for all of us. Rahul Garu, I'm sure you agree too. And thanks for all your questions in keeping our show going as well, and hope you keep joining us in the future also, but all the very best today. All right. I have another question for you, Rahul Garu, before we take our next caller. And this is from Sanfax as well. Says, Emma is not giving proper status on the 485 application. Is there anything we can do by setting up an appointment at the field office?
No. I have a better suggestion to you.
Okay.
File a Freedom of Information with USCIS. You'll get a response in 15 days to 21 days. It's free. It's online. It takes only 15 minutes for you to do it.
Okay.
And please write it down. FOIA, USCIS.
Right.
You type it, you get the website, and then you fill that information out. Within 2 to 3 weeks, you get all the information that is required and much more than what you're asking for.
Okay. Awesome, Andy. Let's take our next caller in the meantime. Caller with phone number ending in 1529. We're ready for you now. Please press *6 and to unmute your line.
Can you hear me, please?
Yeah, we can hear you, sir. Please go ahead.
Hi, Rahul, and thank you for taking my call. I did call before, the week before. Anyway, I have one question. I downgraded my application as so many people in 2020.
Yes.
And my I-40 is still in pending. Now, I'm not planning to do my H1. I know that you're advising against it. You know, you're mentioning that
So you're working with the same company that filed for your I-140 under EB2 and EB3, is that right?
Yes, EB2 was approved a long time ago, but this is the EB3.
So, but you're still working for the same company.
Yes, and I won't be changing my company.
Okay. And are you trying to do the premium processing of the EB2 and it's not working out?
No, I'm not trying to do premium processing because my son just turned 21 and I want that time to be,
okay. That's smart. You've been following us. Okay. Keep going.
You did give good. I missed the boat though. You did, I admire your expertise. Like you said, you could have withdrawn the EB2 and refiled the EB2 and that given my son, time in category.
In both the categories. I got it.
Yeah, that boat is sailed, but EB3, he has almost like 15 months now. Extra.
Okay. I got your point. Yeah, it's better to consult a lawyer way before you get to the near. But anyway, you're doing good, so you're not doing premium processing. Typically, the rate, I will, without looking into the income tax returns of your company, without looking into your education documents, anything, typically, if you are working for the same company, the I-140 denial ratings are less than 5%.
So let me just quickly tell you that I work for the local municipal with like $200 million. They have the tax
I would still give 5% risk though.
I see. Okay. Now the other question is my first green card process. I'm here since 2001. Was denied because I went to Canada and that company who hired me, their ability to pay was in question. So, but that I-140 was also under EB3. Took almost 2 years for the denial to come. Will that time doesn't count?
No.
Okay.
No. It is only the underlying I-140 for which you're using to get the green card that will count. Not some other, not cumulatively, only the underlying I-140.
Only the, okay. That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. Let's take our next caller. Rahul, got a question for you from Prashanti. She says, we have got biometrics for our EB1 and unfortunately we missed the biometrics appointment and couldn't get it done on the date of the actual appointment. What options do we have now?
Go to the biometrics office. They may take it.
Okay.
They should normally issue the second biometrics. I want you to still contact Emma to issue them another biometrics. But before you contact the Emma though, just walk in the office, take it. There is a good probability that they'll take you. There is only 20% probability they will not take you. So you are not going to lose anything. Just walk in. At the most, they will say, no, it's not going to be a minus point. If that happens, contact Emma and they should be able to reschedule. Only one time they'll reschedule. Second time, they don't reschedule.
They don't. Okay.
But for all other people, though, I'm advising strictly that make sure that you do not miss biometrics, though.
Right.
No matter what, what I'm telling right now to this particular person, you do not miss it. Okay?
Right. Awesome. Thank you, Andy. Let's take our next caller. Caller with phone number ending in 8423. We ready for you now? Hello? Please press *6, Andy, to unmute your line. Caller with phone number ending in 8423. *6 to unmute yourself.
Hello.
Right. In the meantime, I have a question for you.
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Hi, Nitya. Hi, Rahul. Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Rahul. I have two questions for you. One is like EB2 to EB3 downgraded 2020 October. I-140 not approved yet. 3 times premium processing denied. And I have not received the AP and the AD as well for me or for my wife.
Don't tell me it's Texas. Don't tell me you're in Texas Service Center.
Yes, I'm in Texas Service Center.
Okay.
Same with me and my wife. Fingerprints completed in August last year. After that, nothing happened. I have opened the Freedom of Information Act, like 2 requests for me and my wife. I have not received anything. I opened in December. And here the funny part is even my HR, I work for a manufacturing company and they are not taking me seriously because I keep on asking for the premium processing because it's already 3 times denied or rejected. So that's my situation. And as per request, they did the interfile, even though the 140 is not approved yet. Sorry, before Y140 got rejected, which happened last week, my company applied for I-485J, and I have not received the receipt yet. So that's my situation. I know you want me to apply.
When you applied for a 485J supplement, did you send to the California address? Was it applied after January 25th? Okay, so you did a proper thing. Okay, it's not something very bad that you did the interfiling though. It's not, as long as you're not relying on it, you're waiting for the I-140 approval, you're good. If your company cannot help in refiling the premium processing, we cannot do anything. I mean, nothing can be done because it has to be done by the company only.
Okay, I will try after 1 or 2 weeks again. But as you mentioned, that 140 should be approved. It's not like ideal scenario, but it's better to get approved.
Yes,
that's where even I
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
You keep pursuing that.
Also,
you're doing good. You're doing good on pursuing the I-140 premium processing.
Thanks, Rahul. And second question is, the stamping last time happened in Jamaica 2014. Before that, 2010 in India. Am I eligible for the Dropbox or no?
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. Only until December of 2022. Even though your last stamping was in Jamaica, you got somehow, somewhere, some 20 years ago, you got a stamping in India. You are still eligible for Dropbox.
Okay, thank you. And once we get the receipt, am I okay to travel or should I take?
It has nothing to do with your receipt. It has nothing to do with your receipt, though. You don't have to be physically present here when you file the 485J supplement. You should be physically present when you file the 485, but not 485J.
Okay. Okay. And last question, have you seen any receipts coming to your office when you apply for 485J or not yet?
Not yet. Not yet. We have not seen it.
Interesting.
But I will be able to report to you next week, though. I've seen some 485J supplement receipts, but I don't know if they belong to this one or not, but I didn't look into carefully. But next week, I'll be prepared for your answer, okay?
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. Thank you so much for calling. Let's take our next caller. Rahul, got a question for you. This is from Hima. Says, can we change company immediately after getting the green card? If yes, does it impact my citizenship process after 4.5 years?
First of all, when we say yes, we will make sure that your citizenship is not impacted, though. I don't know who is telling that you have to wait for 180 days.
Okay.
And let me tell you, they are all wrong. They're all wrong. You can change the company as soon as you get the green card. There is no requirement, none whatsoever. Nothing in the law that says that you have to wait an X period of time until you get the green card.
Okay.
We have made a separate video just for that. If you want to Google it though. Just when can you leave? What are the conditions? And you will have absolutely no problem whatsoever at all in you getting the citizenship.
And speaking of this question, Andy, like just a follow-up, how soon after we get our green card can we actually start the citizenship process?
Good question. If you are not married to a U.S. citizen, which most probably our audiences are, it's 90 days before your 5th year, though. When your 5th year complete, let's say, for example, you got the green card in 2021, January 1st.
Right.
So it will be 2026, January 1st will be the 5th year, right?
Yeah.
So within the 90 days before that January 1st of 2026, you can file the citizenship.
Okay.
Not 91 days before, 90 days before. And, being a lawyer, you know what happened in India is, right? If you are not good in mathematics and not good for engineering, they put me in law. So I don't know how to calculate. So I say people to go at 85th day, not 90 days. Because if you do 91st day, they will take your application, they'll take your fees, they'll waste your 1.5, 2 years, and they'll say you applied a day before and then go to deny. So 85th day is where I normally say.
So the 90 days before your end of 5 years onwards, right? Like, so onwards. It can be after.
That's right.
After
it can
the
be
5 year
after, you can be after 5 years, after 6 years, after 7 years, after 8 years, whatever.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you, Andy. And let's take our caller with the phone number ending in 7098. We're ready for you now. Hello? Please press *6, Andy, to unmute your line.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Hi, Nitya. Hi, Rahul. How are you guys doing?
Hello, sir.
So quick question, Rahul. Thank you. So my priority date is actually April 2013. So the initial my approval was on EB2, but as everyone was jumping, then I also jumped the same way to EB3. So my 140 got approved on EB3, and my everything is approved. The 485, I-131, everything is applied. But my EAD and advanced parole not approved yet. It is Nebraska Service Center, so I'm still waiting for it. But my question right now, so I got I'm with the same company all along. So I got a different job offer within the same company, but it's a different level. So as a program manager. So my earlier role was like a design engineer. So when I'm trying to switch to as a program manager, my legal attorney telling me that I cannot switch to as a program manager because the roles are completely different. Because as a design engineer, you do all the design work and other stuff. You are a program manager, you are into management role. So they are advising me not to switch right now because the chances of convincing USCIS is very low because it's not the same job role.
We have not.
So they said that I have to go completely new firm application. Is it true, really?
Not true at all. Let's go back to the job duties being same job duties. Do you every day come like a robot? Go to the office, ting, 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 and go back, next day come, ting, 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 ting. Do you do that? No. Every day you come, your job duties are different. It's never the same. You're a mechanical engineer, right? I'm guessing.
Yes.
Yeah. So there are robots and there are people like you. Robots do this. Go back.
Yeah.
But people like you, me and Nitya Garu, we don't do the same thing. You're not robots. The job duties differ. You're still a mechanical engineer, whether you are a program manager, whatever you call yourself. You haven't become a lawyer like me. You haven't gone to the IT. You're not a civil engineer. It's still, so most of the companies, like for example, FANG companies, Facebook, Google, Apple, Microsoft, all these companies, people keep changing the rules every single, and they say it's fine. I don't know why your lawyer is saying not fine, but I can tell you one thing, that if the lawyer is not convinced and they're going to pull your application, that definitely is not a good idea.
Ouch. So because they're telling me to just stay with the same role right now until you are
I completely disagree. I completely disagree with them. But you are at their mercy, not my mercy.
I understand, Rahul. Yeah. Thank you. And the second question, Rahul, quickly, to get this EAD in advance parole, because I've been waiting for almost from October of before last year. Is there anything I can do, like reaching these Congress ombudsman, things like that will do a favor for me or not?
Reaching congressmen doesn't work. Contacting ombudsman doesn't work. Raising a service request doesn't work. Speaking with Emma doesn't work. You find a way where it works. You contact me. I'll give you a reward. I don't know what to do. I'm sorry.
Find a way to contact the president, I guess,
Yeah, but there are some people, 1 to 2% of the people that are getting the rewards. And we could determine why they are getting the rewards, why you're not getting the rewards. Right now, we can say that if you are in the medical field, there is a good chance that you can expedite the EAD. Otherwise, we don't know the method though. Right now, unfortunately, we don't. Okay, but write the letters.
Thank you.
Keeping at the bottom though. Those are helping adjudicating the 482 applications. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for calling, sir. And for all our folks, I know there's still so many questions that are coming in on our live chat, as well as our callers who are waiting to talk to you, Rahul Garu. But unfortunately, again, we're all out of time today. We're trying to stretch the show for as long as possible, but unfortunately, we're at the end of the road right now. But Rahul Garu, thank you so much, Andy, for being on the show. As always, and helping people out and giving them bad advice as to how you cannot make money, Andy. So, please keep doing that. Your point about the Indian organizations and how they can help really speed up or, affect things for other immigrants as well has been of great use. I'm sure a lot of folks are going to go back and write to their reps at Thana and Bata and, Nata and everything to sort of start pushing for this. So thank you very much for starting this whole chain, Andy.
Thank you.
And to all our viewers, don't go anywhere. Come back next week. We'll be here. Post your questions, give us a call, talk to us, and, Rahul Garu can help you in the best way possible. So until then, we will, have a great week and be safe and do good things to others. All right. So here's us signing off. We'll see you next week.
Test Prep Pundits, a synonym for success, and a home to top 1% scores. Congratulations to Gautam Mandala for achieving SAT score 1570, Farah Khalil 1540, Kunal Varma 1510, and many more top 1% scores.
Join our 2 weeks of free SAT Premier Prep.
For high school grades 9 through 12, for middle school grades 7 through 8. Also win Visa gift cards. Contact us, info@testpreppundits.com, or call us 844-383-7844. Visit us, www.testpreppundits.com.
Darling, daring, andala rasi, malippuvu, lanti sukumari, darling, darling.
her big day, she decides how it's going to be.
Get ready to make way for the brides of India.
With Malabar Gold and Diamonds.
Are your kids aiming for top Ivy League colleges? Are your kids aiming for top 1% scores in SAT or ACT? What is the biggest hurdle? English. To have a strong foundation in English, Test Prep Pundits presents long-term SAT, ACT English program with robust curriculum and experienced teachers. For grades 6 through 10, just $80 a month. Contact us, info@testpreppundits.com or call us 844-383-7844.
తెలంగాణ అమెరికా తెలుగు సంఘం టీటీఏ ఆధ్వర్యంలో న్యూ జెర్సీలోని కన్వెన్షన్ అండ్ ఎక్స్పో సెంటర్ లో మే 27, 28, 29, 2022 ఈ 3 రోజులు మెగా కన్వెన్షన్ నిర్వహించనున్నారు. ప్రముఖ వ్యాఖ్యాత సుమా కనకాలతో పాటు మరెందరో సినీ రాజకీయ ప్రముఖులు విచ్చేయనున్నారు. అంతేకాదు ప్రముఖ గాయని గాయకులతో ఎస్పీబీకి ఘన నివాళి, కప్రిసియో బ్యాండ్ మరియు వైవిధ్యభరితమైన ప్రత్యేక కార్యక్రమాలు ఆహుతులను అలరించనున్నాయి. ఆటలు పాటలతో సినీ తారలు, బుల్లితెర నటీనటులు, జానపద కళాకారులు అందరికీ ఇదే మా సాదర ఆహ్వానం. ఫర్ మోర్ డీటెయిల్స్ ప్లీజ్ విజిట్ www.tdaconvention.org.
ఆకర్షణీయమైన చీరలు,